With Miraculous Season 4 pushed back to September 2021, fans have now been on an 11th month hiatus, not including the New York special, which means by the time Season 4 does premiere, we would have been on a 21-month hiatus. Nearly 2 years. Welcome back to the Cartoon Hotspot, and in this video I'll be discussing my theory, which fans have been wondering since the end of Season 3 and the New York special. Are Lukanette and Adrigami canon, and what does the future have in store for them in Season 4? If you haven't already seen my video on the Love Squad predictions for Season 4, be sure to check that out. Otherwise, make sure to leave a like, subscribe down below, and turn on post notifications. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So first things first, we need to address the burning question we've all been asking since the New York special. Is Marinette dating Luca, and is Adrian dating Aegigami? And honestly, I don't have a definitive answer for that. I've seen a lot of speculation where on one hand people are saying they are, and on the other hand they're not. So the best way to actually reach a conclusion is by stating why I think they are, but also why I think they might not be dating. Well, for starters, we know Marinette and Adrian have gone their separate ways. Well, so they claim. We saw at the start of the New York special Luca with Marinette and Aegigami with Adrian, going even as far to kiss him. Now instantly I would have said, okay, they're together, they're for real. Like, they're actually a couple, and I'm assuming between the end of Season 3 and the New York special there's kind of like a time skip, about a couple of months or so, because the fact that Luca got Marinette her own helmet tells me that they've been hanging out together during that time. But then when we see Marinette and Adrian staring at the sunset, having romantic dances in the moonlight, flirting excessively despite their claims that they're just very good friends, I'm sorry, but friends don't do that, at least not in my eyes. Which leads me on to why I think Lukanette and Adrigami aren't couples. Why on earth would Luca tell Marinette to seek clarity if they're dating? Because if he knew Marinette still has some lingering feelings for Adrian, which she does and which he does know, then surely at this point Marinette is pretty much using Luca. I just hope the writers aren't going down this route, but from what I've seen it does look like it. In regards to Aegigami, we know Adrian himself stated that he wasn't ready to progress with their relationship at the end of Season 3, and judging from that kiss at the start of the New York special, I think he's sort of cold with Aegigami, like it's very chilling, like his face only slightly lit up when she kissed him. I think out of the two ships, it'd probably make more sense if it were Luca and Marinette dated, provided that everything in the New York special didn't happen, but of course things did happen in New York special. That's why I think they're not. So yeah, I don't think Luca is dating Marinette, and I don't think Adrian is dating Aegigami. I think both of them are just taking things slow and, seeing where things go from there. So what does the future actually have in store for Lukanette and Adrigami? And the answer is, only time will tell. I highly doubt that the Shanghai special will be romance filled, but rather plot filled. So I'm not going to base my theory off of the synopsis we've been given for Shanghai. So far from the Season 4 synopsis, it states that Marinette has a lot of pressure, not to mention her school and love life. Now she has less time and opportunities to tell Adrian her feelings. Now I want to delve into the part that says she has a lot of pressure. Really vague, but we can interpret this in so many ways. She's the guardian, that's one, and that's obvious. But that could also mean social pressure. We saw at the end of the special how uncomfortable Marinette looked when Alia questioned her about her feelings for Adrian. I feel like in Season 4, Marinette would be even more confused, and Luca would realise that she's ever more conflicted. Oh, and she's definitely not going to tell Luca about the clarity that she sought in New York, that's for sure. She'd probably feel pressure to not only hide her feelings from Adrian, but she'd feel pressure from trying not to hurt Luca. Like, we know Marinette is the type of person who likes to please everyone, and so I think she'd go out of her way to show Luca she does care, and that she is interested, when really she isn't. Bottom line is, she doesn't want to hurt Luca, and I think that's where the pressure comes from. Like I said, I really hope it's not the case where Marinette is sort of using Luca, because our poor boy really doesn't deserve that. But then again, I really want to see Luca tell Marinette that he thinks they're better off as friends, and kind of like go off on her, because we've only seen one side of Luca. Well, two sides actually. One when he was akumatized in his normal nature. But I kind of want him to tell Marinette how he feels, that he feels he's being used and just being used as leveraged, and something will happen for sure, because if you haven't seen a spoiler already, we've been told that Luca will be reakumatized in Season 4, so I'm probably going to base my predictions off of that. As for Aegigami, it could go both ways. Adrian will realise that he actually likes Marinette and that he barely has any fun with Aegigami, or that both of them are just in two completely different places and two completely different minds. I don't know, whether it's at the start or the middle or even the end of season 4, one way or another it will dawn on him how much he really likes Marinette. We heard the clap of thunder in the New York special and it was focused on Adrian, signalling his feelings developing for Marinette. I don't know, someone just really needs to slap senses into him because he is way too oblivious of his own feelings. But, and there's a big but the other possibility is that Kagami could in fact have some character development, potentially, and let Adrian go, realising he loves Marinette and not her. One thing's for sure, I don't want any bad blood between Adrian and Kagami and Marinette, and I definitely don't want Adrian to sort of lead Kagami on. It might not be intentional, but I can picture him accidentally selling her dreams into thinking there's a chance for them when there isn't. Out of those two possibilities, I think what's most likely going to happen is Adrian mustering up the courage to come clean to Kagami and tell her his true feelings. Sort of like how he did as Cat Noir when he told Marinette he's in love with Ladybug in the episode Where Dad. All I know is season 4 has to be kind to these two legends because I really don't want their hearts to be broken. So that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, subscribe down below and leave a like. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are, so get comments